Senate will come to order. All members, guests, and staff will please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two resolutions have been presented, which the clerk will read.
By Mr. Pacheco, resolutions congratulating Liam Burke on his elevation to the rank of Eagle Scout. By Mr. Pacheco, resolutions congratulating Michael Venna on his elevation to the rank of Eagle Scout.
Question comes on adoption of the resolutions. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolutions are adopted. Senate will be in a very brief recess. Senate will be in order. If there's, actually, Senate will be in a brief recess. Senator, Chair will recognize Senator O'Connor for the purpose of recognizing our distinguished guests. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here today to recognize the Norwell boys and girls state champion soccer teams. I'd like to welcome our student athletes. These teams accomplished their Division III state championship due to their work ethic, their determination, and their dedication to their sport and their teammates. It was only 2 years ago that I had the privilege of recognizing both of these teams winning back-to-back in the state finals at Medway High School. And amazingly, just a year later, 2 years later, they're here winning state championships, both representing the boys and girls in Division III. The boys had their match first at Scituate High School and were able to defeat a tough Pembroke team while overcoming a second-half deficit to tie the game late on a free kick from Joshua Q. The Clippers outscored their opponents 5-4 in penalty kick shootouts, which must have been really exciting, and in walk-off fashion won the Division III title. The girls also had a close game and faced some adversity, beating the defending state champions from Hanover. Sophomore Anya Johnson was able to score the lone goal of the match with 23 minutes left to secure a 1-0 victory. This win avenged the Clippers' only loss of the season, which was to Hanover, and they finished the season an impressive 23-1-1 while also winning their second state title in 3 seasons. I should recognize senior goalkeeper Belle Petit, a starter of the 2021 team, as this was her second state championship, posting a shutout in net to help them lead the victory. I'm so proud of the way in which these student athletes have represented themselves and the town of Norwell on a statewide level. Head coaches Kara Conity and Michael O'Day, with help from athletic director JJ Niamki, have truly done a tremendous job leading these students to victory, as this win is something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. Please join me in the Senate in welcoming the 2023 MIAA State Champions. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator O'Connor. Congratulations to both teams. We're really proud of you. Good work. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So we're going to carry on with our business. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to do whatever you do with the Senate. All right. So if there's no objection, we'll proceed with the orders of the day. We have a large number of second reading matters that we're going to order the third reading. We're just going to plow through them. We're going to pick up a couple things that are passes. So on page 2, calendar item number 107, question comes on order to the bill to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to our third reading. Item number 108, Senate number 2436. Oh, all those in favor. Question comes on order to bill to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to third reading. Number 109 on the same page, Senate number 2438. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 111, Senate number 2459. Question comes on order to bill to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. And number 112 on page 2, Senate number 2485. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 113, Senate number 2487. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 114, Senate number 2501. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 115, Senate number 2516. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 116, Senate number 2518. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 117, Senate Number 2519, question comes on order to bill to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 118, we're a little different. House Number 1341, question comes in ordering the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The bill is ordered to a third reading. If Senator Durant moves that the rules be suspended to allow the matter to be further considered at this time, all those in favor say aye. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The rules are suspended. And third reading of a bill.
An act authorizing the town of Reading to dissolve an affordable housing trust fund, House Number 1341.
Bill's been ordered a third time. Question comes on pass the bill being engrossed. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed to be engrossed. Now I'm on page number 3, item number 119, House Number 1365. Question comes on order the bill with third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 120 on page 3, House Number 1366. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Question, item number 121, House Number 2058. Question comes on order to the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 122, House Number 2048. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Number 123, House Number 2096, still on page 3. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 124, House Number 2097. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 125, House Number 2765. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 126, House Number 2914. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. On page 4, item number 127, House Number 3725. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House Number 128, House Number, which is, that's item number 128, House Number 3735. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 129, House Number 3775. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 130, House Number 3827. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 131, House Number 3844. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 132, House Number 3890. Question comes on order to bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Senate bill, please recess. Senate will be in order. The chair recognizes Senator Fatman for the purpose of some remarks and welcome of some distinguished guests. Glad you're here. Senator Fatman.
You can do that if you want. That doesn't happen too often around here. Thank you, Mr. President, and three of the members. We have some special guests joining us here today, actually for the second time as visitors, but third time as Division IV state soccer champions for the girls. This is my hometown, Sutton, Massachusetts, and the Sutton Susies. And we are very, very proud of their three-peat and accomplishment. But beyond that, we're just proud as a town of them as individuals, because I've gotten to meet them and talk to them, and they're exceptional individuals and students. We're very proud of them. And Sutton has a very large tradition in soccer. Actually, if you were to tally up all of the state soccer championships throughout the state, you'd come to the conclusion that Sutton has more than any other town in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is my understanding. So they are just building upon that, and we're very hopeful that they'll be back here again next year as state champions, because we've got a good group of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors who are going to help lead us there. The last thing I want to identify is our coaches and our athletic director. The athletic director actually has a special place in my heart, because the first time I ever came to the Massachusetts State House was under his tutelage through Student Government Day. And while we have very fond memories of that experience, those memories are ours. And we had a lot of fun that day. So we'll leave it at that. If you'd like to blame anybody for my presence here, look no further than that gentleman, Mr. Richard Levinsavage, whose uncle was actually a state representative from Worcester, John Benenda. So may God rest his soul. In that regard, I've got a citation here from the Massachusetts State Senate. Be it hereby known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its congratulations to the Sutton varsity girls soccer team in recognition of the hard work and dedication you have exhibited, leading you to earn a third consecutive state championship title as MIAA Division IV soccer state champions. Be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends best wishes for continued success in all endeavors. Signed by the Senate President Karen Spilka and your Senator and admirer, Brian Fatman. Congratulations, girls.
All right, then, congratulations to all of you, and keep up the great work. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Senator Fatman, for bringing in this team. So continuing with the orders of the day, I'm on page 5 of the calendar, House number 133. Question comes on ordering the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 134, House number 3910. Question comes on order the bill to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 135, House number 3971. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 136, House number 3985. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 3986, item number 137. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number on page 6, number 138, House number 4010. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 139, House number 4011. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 140, House number 4026. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 4039, item number 141. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 4049, item number 142. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 4079, item number 143. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 4086, item number 144. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. House number 4196, item number 145. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. On page 7, item number 146, H number 4197. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 147, H4205. Question comes on ordering the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 148, House number 4220. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 149, House number 4221. Question comes on order the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Item number 162, the chair hears pass. Item number 163, the chair hears pass. Item number 164, the chair hears pass. Senate will be in a brief recess. Senate will be in order. We're just going to step out of the orders of the day for a minute, take up an enactment. Matter coming before the Senate for its final passage, House number 4099, an act authorizing the town of Hull to lease certain property to promote economic development and for the more effective use of town property. Question comes on passing the bill to be enacted. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed to be enacted. It will be signed by the President, laid before the Governor for her approbation. Senate will be in a brief recess. Senate will be in order. If there's no objection, we'll continue now with the orders of the day. We have previously finished the second reading matters, subject to a couple items we need to return to. But third reading matters, we have one, item number 59, House number 2092, third reading of a bill.
An act relative to the Middleborough Gas and Electric Board of Commissioners in the town of Middleborough, House number 2042, its title having been changed by the Committee on Bills in the third reading.
Bills for a third time. Question comes on passing the bill to be engrossed. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed to be engrossed. Senate will be in recess now for quite a while.
Brief recess.
Subject
Brief
to,
recess.
oh, wait, hold on a second. Senate will be in a brief recess. And it'll be in order. So now we're returning to items previously passed over in the second reading section. We're going to take up item number 162, Senate number 190, a bill prohibiting inhumane feline declawing. The Committee on Ways and Means, Senator Rodrick recommends that the bill be amended by substituting a new draft with the same title. So the question comes first on that amendment, and that'll be the main dialogue. But first, Chair will recognize Senator Montigny for purposes of making remarks on the bill. The chair has recognized and recognizes again Senator Montigny for the purpose of making remarks on the declawing bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. And before I begin remarks on the bill before the Senate, I do want to thank you and the members for their indulgence. Doing the bill now will allow me to offer remarks soon at an anti-human trafficking forum, another very, very important priority for the Senate and near and dear to my heart. So I appreciate doing this in the early hour of session. Again, before I begin, some more thank yous are in order, Mr. President. I greatly appreciate when we bring a bill to the floor, particularly when it has strong bipartisan support as this bill does. It appears almost effortless, but lots and lots of time has gone into this by many. First, I thank the chairs of the policy committee, Senator Cronin particularly, and Representative Chan. I also greatly appreciate their staff and the Ways and Means Chair, Senator Rodrick, and his staff, along with the President, who has prioritized animal welfare bills throughout her tenure. I know that a lot of staff work has gone into it at that level. I appreciate Audra Riding and Chris LaRue from my staff. This is the third session we filed it, so you know a lot of time is spent, and there's disappointment when a bill doesn't pass more quickly. But here we are today on the floor with strong support from both parties. I've had a long discussion yesterday with the minority leader about animal protection bills and this bill particularly. Lastly, I want to thank Allie Blank and so many advocates who have worked really hard on this. I mention Allie because she has worked on this with my staff for many, many years. We have made lots of progress, Mr. President. Most of you know, because most in the body have either filed bills or co-sponsored bills, or at least been strong advocates, that we do a better job protecting harmless creatures that almost everyone I know claims that they love. But when I look at this bill in 2024, Senate 190, an act prohibiting inhumane feline declawing, it just as easily could have been simply called Preventing Animal Torture by Humans. And I know we have certain rules and norms that prevent that kind of graphic hyperbole, but think about this as I proceed and talk about what the bill does. We are allowing a procedure, a declawing procedure defined here as removing the portion of the paw or digit of an animal. Sounds pretty simple until you realize that if that were done to a human, it would be the equivalent of taking off the finger at the last knuckle, except it would be taking off all fingers, because declawing does that to all of those digits on a cat. It's that disgusting, it's graphic, it's disturbing to talk about it, and it's about time it would be against the law. So we don't make any provisions to prevent nail filing and trimming and all the things that go into proper care of a feline, but we're basically saying that torture is no longer allowed, and we do it with very narrow exceptions under Section 55 of Chapter 112, which is the veterinary licensure provision. We give a veterinarian the ability to do it for medical necessity. There are very rare instances where the life of the cat may be endangered, and we allow that. It's got to be documented. It's got to be retained as a record for 4 years, and any person who allows or allows the declawing process will be severely fined. The first offense is $1,000, the second is $1,500, and the third $2,500. But also there is very severe consequences potentially at the licensing board with disciplinary action. There's nothing in this bill that will prevent animal cruelty charges, which are criminal and take place, across many animal abuse provisions in the law. The enforcement will be by the animal control officers at the local level. They've been very vocal in support of this bill. And I would just suggest, because at the end of the day, there is never or very rarely a medical reason to do this. It is usually vanity and convenience. And what I said to one of my friends who brought it up to me recently, without knowledge of just how cruel the procedure is, I looked at the person and said, listen, buy a cheaper couch or get a teddy bear. I mean, I hate to be flippant about it, but think about the procedure I just described and compared to what would happen if it were a human being receiving a similar procedure, and then compare that to damage that may be done to furniture, et cetera. You really can't put those provisions first. You have to put the life of the animal first, because at the end of the day, it isn't only the torture in the immediate sense that comes with the procedure, but it causes, in most cases, the vast majority of cases of cats that are declawed, and by the way, there's still a significant percentage in this country that are declawed, it results in serious medical conditions for the cat. They can't use the litter box properly. So that causes behavioral problems in the house, and the cats are very often abandoned post-procedure, post-declawing procedure, which means they go out into the wild, or if they escape temporarily from their shelter, they go out into the wild completely unprotected. So what I'm asking today, Mr. President, is that we send a very strong and unanimous message that animal torture is no longer allowed here. Several states, many cities, other countries have said enough is enough. It's about time that we did the same. I'll end there, Mr. President, just by thanking animal lovers throughout the Commonwealth that have helped us do a much better job. They've demanded that we do a much better job on Beacon Hill. I'm still deeply troubled that we've done a great job producing bodies of law, and we've done a great job, in my opinion, bringing bills to the governor's desk that prevent animal torture and abuse. But when the cases are brought to the court system, the judgments have been very weak. The criminal penalties have been inadequate, and we still have many days to go and weeks to go and months to go before I think that we can say with a straight face we truly protect animals in the Commonwealth. I ask, Mr. President, that when a vote is taken on this matter, it be taken by call of the yeas and nays.
Gentleman asks that when a vote is taken on this matter, be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. More than sufficient have arisen. The yeas and nays will be ordered. At this time, however, we will wait until the members have finished caucusing and so forth. So now we're going to go into subject to the call. So the Senate now will go into recess subject to the call. We'll be back in a couple hours and change probably to finish the debate and on this bill, take up Senator Roderick's amendment, and pass that to be engrossed into a couple other bills. Thank you very much. Senate will be in recess subject to the call of the chair. The Senate will be in order to inform the members who were not present at the time of the informal session earlier. We have already passed through the routine matters in the order of the day, and we've started the discussion on calendar item number 162, Senate 190, a bill prohibiting inhumane feline declawing, coming first on the amendment offered by Senator Rodericks, Committee on Ways and Means. And Senator Montigny has already spoken, and he has already asked for a roll call, for which there was support. Does anybody else wish to be heard on the matter of feline declawing? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll. I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, no, well, question, I'm sorry, yeah, we'll take it, I'm sorry. Forgive me. We're gonna go through a couple more steps. So, question comes on adoption of Senator Roderick's amendments. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator Roderick's amendment is adopted. Question now comes on ordering the bill as amended to third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Third reading of a bill.
An act prohibiting inhumane feline declawing, Senate number 2552.
Bill has been read a third time. Question comes on Pastime and Rose. With raising yeas and nays previously having been ordered, the clerk will call the roll. Thank you.
Michael J. Barrett. Michael D. Brady. William N. Brownsberger. Yes. Nick Collins. Joanne M. Comerford. Cynthia Stone Cream. Yes. Brendan P. Crichton. John J. Cronin. Julian Sear. Sal N. DiDomenico. Peter J. Durant. Lydia Edwards. James B. Eldridge. Yes. Ryan C. Fatman. Yes. Paul R. Feeney. Barry R. Feingold. Cindy F. Friedman. Yes. Adam Gomez. Patricia D. Jalen. John F. Keenan. Edward J. Kennedy. Robin K. Kennedy. Jason M. Lewis. Joan B. Lovely. Yes. Paul W. Mark. Liz Miranda. Mark C. Montigny. Michael O. Moore. Yes. Susan L. Moran. Patrick M. O'Connor. Jacob R. Oliveira. Mark R. Pacheco. Pavel Payano. Rebecca L. Roush. Michael J. Rodericks. Yes. Michael F. Rush. Yes. Bruce E. Tarr. Yes. Walter F. Timmelty. Yes. John C. Vilas.
I see several members standing, waiting to be recognized. I'm going to come around this way from the Senator Lewis.
Mr. President, I'd like to be reported in the affirmative.
Jason M. Lewis votes yes.
Have you already voted? Senator Sear.
Julian Sear votes yes.
Senator Collins.
Nick Collins votes yes.
Senator Kennedy.
Robin K. Kennedy votes yes.
Senator Jalen.
Patricia D. Jalen votes yes.
Senator Feeney.
Paul R. Feeney votes yes.
Senator Roush.
Rebecca L. Roush votes yes.
Senator Miranda.
Liz Miranda votes yes.
Senator Timothy. You voted? Yep. Senator Oliveira.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be reported in the affirmative.
Jacob R. Oliveira votes yes.
Senator Durant.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be reported as
Peter J. Durant votes yes.
Senator Brady.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be recorded in the affirmative.
Michael D. Brady votes yes.
Anybody else in the chamber seeking to be recognized?
Brendan P. Creighton votes yes.
Senator DiDomenico.
Sal N. DiDomenico votes yes.
Senator O'Connor.
Patrick M. O'Connor votes yes.
Senator Keenan.
John F. Keenan. Yes.
Chair will announce the vote of several members.
Michael J. Barrett. Yes. Joanne M. Comerford.
Yes.
Yes. John J. Cronin.
Yes.
Yes. Lydia Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Barry R. Feingold.
Yes.
Yes. Adam Gomez.
Yes.
Yes. Edward J. Kennedy.
Yes.
Yes. Paul W. Mark.
Yes.
Yes. Mark C. Montigny.
Yes.
Yes. Susan L. Moran.
Yes.
Yes. Mark R. Pacheco.
Yes.
Yes. Pavel Payano.
Yes.
Yes. John C. Vilas.
Yes.
Yes.
Have all members been recorded? 39 members having voted in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. The bill is passed to be engrossed. If there's no objection, we're going to skip down to item number 164 on the calendar, Senate number 2476, a bill providing consumers with equal protection for all real estate appraisals. Question comes on order ordering the bill to a third reading. The Committee on Ways and Means has recommended amendment by substituting a new draft with the same title. So question comes on adoption of that amendment. Does anybody wish to be heard at this time on this bill? Yeah. Yeah, the Senate will be in a brief recess. In order, before us is the Senate number 2476, and we're entertaining the amendment offered by Ways and Means, but now is a good time to talk about the bill in general. Chair recognizes Senator Cream.
Mr. President, so Massachusetts is currently an outlier in terms of consumer protection in real estate appraisers. In 42 jurisdictions, there is a requirement that properly credentialed professionals conduct all real estate appraisals. In Massachusetts, however, only a small subset of transactions require a certified or licensed appraiser, which means that anyone, without having to meet any standard of education or experience, can perform valuations for proceedings including estate settlements, divorce, business dissolutions, and litigation. An unlicensed and uncertified person may prepare unsupportable valuations that expose consumers to considerable risk and that are not subject to any regulatory oversight or accountability. An act providing consumers with equal protection for all real estate appraisers would require that real estate appraisers in the Commonwealth be conducted by certified or licensed appraisers who are subject to these oversights. To become certified or licensed, individuals must complete 200 to 300 hours of classroom education, pass an exam, participate in 15 hours of instruction in uniform standards of professional appraisal practice, accumulate 1,000 to 3,000 hours of supervised pass 4 to 6 hours of national licensing exam, and complete 28 hours of continuing education. The bill would help address the problem of discrimination in appraisals. Licensed and certified appraisers, when they go through training on the Uniform Standard of Professional Appraisal Practice, which includes material on bias and the obligation not to engage in discrimination. In addition, licensed and certified appraisers are subject to regulatory oversight by the Division of Occupational Licensure. So there's a structure in place to bring complaints and hold people accountable. The Senate has passed versions of this bill before, but what's new in this session is that a compromise has been reached between the Association for Valuation Professionals, longtime supporters of the bill, and Real Estate Valuation Advocacy Association. The Real Estate Valuation Association had been concerned that the bill's impact on evaluation. The version of this bill before us makes it clear that the certification and licensing requirements for appraisals does not apply to anyone engaged by a financial institution to perform an evaluation. However, a certified or licensed appraiser who conducts an evaluation must disclose that the evaluation is not an appraisal. I'd like to note the bill preserves an existing provision of state law that allows real estate brokers, real estate salespersons, CPAs, and other business brokers to give an opinion of the price of the real estate. That it helps the consumer by not having to hire an appraiser. On the whole, the bill protects Massachusetts consumers and brings the Commonwealth in line. And thank you very much, and I hope the bill is supported and passed.
Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? Senate will be at a brief recess. Senate will be in order. So the question comes on adoption of the Ways and Means Amendment. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Ways and Means Amendment is adopted. The question now comes on ordering the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is ordered to a third reading. Third reading of a bill.
An act providing consumers with equal protection for all real estate appraisals, Senate number 2550.
Bills in order third time. Question comes on passing the bill to be engrossed. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed to be engrossed. Senate will be on a very brief recess. So, Senate will be in order. Senator Cream moves that when the Senate adjourn today, it do so in the memory of Chobe Hoy. Chair recognizes Senator Cream for remarks.
Chobe Hoy passed away on January 13, 2024, at the age of 91. She may have been 91, but she had the outlook of somebody who was 61. Chobe was born in Charleston, West Virginia in 1932 and grew up outside the St. Petersburg, Florida. She attended Vermont Junior College and returned to Florida to marry her high school sweetheart. After moving to Boston, Chobe volunteered at the Boston State Hospital and was employed by the hospital to manage groups of volunteers. Subsequently, Chobe transitioned into real estate to help financially support her eldest child attending graduate school. In 1990, at the age of 58, she founded Chobe Hoy Associates, and over the years, she became one of the best-known real estate brokers in Brookline. But that was her professional life. But really, what I remember and everyone remembers is beyond that, she had a fierce dedication to philanthropy and community service. She gave her time to support many local organizations, including the Coolidge Corner Theater Foundation, Brookline Arts Center, Brookline Council for the Arts and Humanities, Brookline Community Mental Health Center, Brookline Rotary, Brookline Chamber of Commerce, and the Brookline Teen Center. There was no charity that Chobe didn't want to help. Her name could be found on donors' lists of organizations across Brookline. However, her volunteerism didn't stop at board meetings and donations. During the height of the pandemic, Chobe bought $4,000 worth of books from the Brookline Booksmith and the Children's Bookshop and enlisted volunteers from the Brookline Rotary Club to distribute them to young people living in public housing. She was always out, active, and present in the Brookline community and embodied every aspect of service. A political activist and a liberal Democrat, Chobe was also an integral player in local and state politics. She hosted phone banks in her Brookline Village office, as well as fundraisers in her living room for candidates and causes she supported. There were many candidates who later became president who met people in Chobe Hoyt's living room. In this capacity, Chobe had the pleasure of working countless local and state government officials, including former President Bill Clinton and former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Over the years, Chobe received several honors and recognition for her work in the community. The Brookline Commission for Women recognized her as one of its 2022 Women of the Year, and in 2020, she was celebrated by Women Thriving, where she served on the organization's board of directors. Chobe received the Ethel Weiss Service Award at the 2015 Brookline Youth Awards ceremony. Chobe is survived by her 3 children, Gil, Deacon, and Tracy, as well as 12 grandchildren and numerous nieces and nephews, and many people who loved her. She will be sorely missed by the Brookline community and all who knew her. And I ask for a moment of silence.
Very much. Thank you very much, Senator Green. Question comes on adoption of the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Senate will be in a brief recess. Very brief.
Be order. In order. The item previously passed over at page 7, calendar item 163, Senate number 2457. The question comes on ordering the bill to a third reading, coming first on the amendment as previously recommended by the Committee on Ways and Means, substituting a new draft with the same title, Senate number 2551. Senator Brownsberger.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate. I want to begin. Thank you. Thank you. I want to start by thanking the President, Senator Spilka, for moving this bill forward early so that we have a chance of getting it done, getting it on the governor's desk, working with the House for Pride Month this year. I want to thank my colleagues, Senator Sear and Senator Eldridge especially, for the collaborative work we've been doing together to develop this bill over the past couple of years. I want to thank my staff, especially Alicia Brisson and predecessor Maeve Wisen, for their work on it, and also the staff of Senator Eldridge's office and Senator Sear's office. I'm going to take a minute to talk about the bill, although we've already, and I thank you for unanimously approving this bill previously. It's worth recapping why we're here. I am proud to live in the state of Massachusetts, which is a state that respects the rights of individuals. We respect the rights of women to choose. We protect women and others from intimate partner violence. We protect the right of people to choose gender-affirming care. We protect the right of people to read what they want to read. We protect the right of people to love who they love. I'm grateful as a bisexual man to live in a state where the acceptance of difference is sufficient to give me the strength to accept myself and to live publicly as myself. It's worth emphasizing that this respect for individuals that we have in this state is not just a permissive thing that allows people to do things. It's also a set of strong protections that we have in our laws to prevent people from invading the space of others. First of all, through forcible rape. We have strong laws against rape as a life felony. We have strong laws against harassment. We have strong laws against sex of any kind with underage children who don't have the judgment to consent. And of course, we have prohibitions on sex with animals who also don't have the judgment to consent. The law changes that we'll make today will better strengthen our protection of individuals' own liberty to make decisions, but will in no way weaken the protections we have in place to prevent individuals from violating the space of other individuals. So a great way to appreciate how special this era is, how good we have it here, is by looking back to where the Commonwealth was when it started. In 1641, we have a statutory recap of criminal law that's available to us, and in that bill, in that time they had it the other way around. They really didn't have. There was no specific protection against forcible rape. It was not in the law. There was no protection against domestic violence. Adultery was a crime for which both parties would be punishable for death. Crime with animals was prohibited, just as it is today, but they would burn the animal and bury it as well as executing the person involved. To the point of, and of course they also prohibited witches. If any man or woman be a witch, that is, hath or consulteth with a familiar spirit, they shall be put to death. And to our point, it says that if any man lieth with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them shall have committed abomination. They both shall surely be put to death. So that was the attitude in 1641. And that is basically the law as it is today, although we've somewhat lessened the penalty. It's only a 20-year felony. In 1887, the General Court, in line with this same sort of criminalization of love, says, whoever commits any, and I'm quoting, unnatural and lascivious act with another person shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison. They stayed away from actually saying any words like cunnilingus or fellatio, but those are the things that the courts have understood this statute to refer to, basically anything at all, any kind of sex at all that is not calculated to lead to pregnancy. And so that statute remains on the books. It is a 5-year felony to do any of those things. So I'm proud to be from Massachusetts, and I'm proud to be an American. And to be America is not a place to me. I mean, it's a place, but it's much more than a place. It's a constitution. It's a set of ideas that protects the rights of individuals. Now, our Constitution was really rather ahead of its time, so we had to fight some very major battles, not to mention, in particular, the Civil War, to bring us closer to the ideals built into our Constitution. But that Constitution enshrines individual liberty. And to me, I think being an American means furthering the liberties enshrined in our Constitution. I get choked up thinking about it. I always get choked up when we swear our allegiance to the Constitution. That's what America is about. And for the last 50, 60 years, we've had a Supreme Court that understood that. Today, we seem to have a Supreme Court that's forgotten that. And they're backpedaling. They've backpedaled on the idea that the right to choose is a fundamental right of a human being enshrined in the Constitution. And we have reason to fear that they will backpedal on other protections for individuals. So in this climate, it is more important than ever that Massachusetts continue to lead on being a state where we respect the rights of individuals and purge our books of archaic statutes which criminalize love and are based on basically patriarchal fear, notions of cleanliness and uncleanliness, very, very dated thinking. So I thank my colleagues for their previous unanimous support for this bill. I ask that we give it another strong endorsement with a roll call today. So I do ask for a roll call on this bill.
Ask for would a call be, when the vote be taken by a call of the yeas and nays, those standing with them. Sufficient number have stood, and the yeas and nays will be called. The senator from the Cape and the Islands, Senator Sear.
Thank you, Madam President, and through you to the members, I too rise in support of Senate 2551, an act relative to archaic laws. I want to start out by thanking my colleague, my brother from Belmont, for both doing the very technical, specific work to find all the sort of citations that exist in the myriad of laws in MGL, and then the real vision to make sure that we're living up to our ideals. I also want to thank my friend from Marlborough for his swift action in the Judiciary Committee. A number of other colleagues have helped on this. I also think of our prior Senate President, Senate President Emerita from Worcester, Senator Chandler, former Senator Chandler, who really helped us pass this last session. You know, as you heard from the prior speaker, we must be vigilant in protecting and ensuring our rights and liberties, particularly in a post-Roe world and during a time of rising extremism and bigotry in our federal courts and in states across the country. And it's imperative that the language of Massachusetts law protects residents and reflects the welcoming values of the Commonwealth. And as you've heard, we have several provisions in our laws that are not only outdated, but are based on bigoted and dangerous beliefs. Language dating back to the 1800s, criminalizing sodomy and, quote, unnatural and lascivious acts. And these are really outdated concepts that were designed and deployed to criminalize and target LGBTQ people. I think we all agree that our understanding of relationships, sexuality, and gender has evolved from the 19th century. And while these laws have been not enforced for decades, thanks to the Supreme Judicial Court, we cannot rest on our laurels when it comes to ensuring human rights, especially at this moment. It's our duty here to promote equity and justice, both through the laws that we make and the laws we uphold. Massachusetts law also contains a statute that penalizes what's known as common night walkers. Common night walking has been interpreted as loitering for the purposes of sex work. However, the standards used to determine common night walking are outdated and incomprehensible. In the rare instances where it's used, police will cite a person walking at night, looking in cars, or nodding their head as a region they could be a night walker. This does not relate to, or this bill does not sort of touch a whole host of other laws related to prostitution and sex work. We found that common night walking has been not really used, archaic, and is arbitrary, with arbitrary and unfair standards. And when you actually look at the instances where this is still used, from 2019 to 2023, nearly 100% of the people arrested for common night walking were women. Of all those arrests, Black and Latino women represented 23% of the charges. They only make up about 11% of the population, and these charges tend to be brought in low-income neighborhoods. So laws criminalizing intimate same-sex relationships and targeting common night walkers are homophobic, they're transphobic, and they don't coincide with the inclusive values we hold in this Commonwealth and in this body. I'll note Massachusetts is the only New England state that has not repealed its anti-sodomy laws, and a number of other states, including New York State, that had common night walker or equivalency archaic laws have also repealed them. You know, I want to note on a personal note, it is heartening once again as a queer person serving in this body with my siblings from Belmont and Northampton to once again be affirmed and supported by my colleagues in this body in doing this work. This is yet another piece of legislation we can be proud of. I really thank you for the opportunity to address the body, and I hope my colleagues will once again vote in favor of this legislation. Thank you, Madam President.
The senator from Middlesex and Worcester, Senator Eldridge.
Thank you, Madam President, and through you to the members. And I want to praise the leadership of the gentleman from Belmont for filing this legislation. And last session, it was really a collaborative effort between the gentleman from Belmont, the gentleman from Truro, myself serving as the Senate Chair of the Joint Committee on Judiciary, to put together this very bill with some very minor changes that is before you today. Very proud that the Senate has passed this bill last session and that the Judiciary Committee, with the close partnership with my House Chair, Representative Mike Day, were able to report out this bill fairly early to the Judiciary Committee and have it come before us today. Gentleman from Belmont has spoken very eloquently about the need to repeal these 17th century archaic laws, and the gentleman from Truro highlighting not only his emphasis on that, but also the removing the common nightwalker language, which unfortunately are both examples of laws that on their face might seem neutral, might seem to be just focused on public safety, but in fact were designed to target and discriminate against among the most vulnerable people in society. I want to lift up that the bill also includes a commission that would be a permanent commission that would look at other parts of obviously our historical laws and long history here in Massachusetts of mass general laws and other policies that are also outdated, offensive, or can discriminate against people or have a negative effect on the general public. And I just want to read what this commission would do. It shall examine the common law, statutes of the Commonwealth, and judicial decisions for the purpose of identifying defects and anachronisms in the law and recommending needed reforms. 2, receive and consider proposed changes in the law recommended by the American Law Institute, the National Conference of Commissioners on Uniform State Laws, any bar association, any other learned body. 3, receive and consider suggestions as to defects and anachronisms in the law from judges, justices, public officials, lawyers, and the public. 4, recommended changes in the law, this is the important part, to modify or eliminate antiquated and inequitable rules of law and to bring the law into harmony with modern conditions. Obviously, a challenge that we all face each and every day. 5, recommend the express repeal of statutes repealed by implication or held unconstitutional by a state or federal court. Evaluate and make recommendations on the consolidation of session laws into the general laws, and make recommendations to improve the openness and accessibility of state laws, including the use of open source software tools. So this will be a permanent commission, again, recognizing that as important as it is that we're repealing certain pieces of language, we're repealing certain pieces of law today in the Senate, that there are clearly other pieces that we need to look at as our society continues to advance. So again, this is a strong partnership. I want to thank the Chair of Senate Ways and Means. I want to thank the Senate President for their strong support in getting this bill before the Senate today. Thank you.
The senator from Norfolk, Worcester, and Middlesex, Ms. Roush, offers an amendment which the clerk will read.
Amendment number 2 by Ms. Roush, decriminalizing blasphemy.
The senator from Worcester, Middlesex, and Norfolk, Ms. Roush.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in support of Amendment 2 and also in support of the base bill before us today. I want to thank the senator from Belmont for his incredible leadership and dedication to this matter and to bringing it before us today, to our Senate President, to the Chair of Ways and Means, to those who have co-sponsored this amendment, and also to the constituent who brought this particular issue to my attention. Again, I'm very proud to support this base bill to repeal archaic and discriminatory laws, and also to set up the commission that Senator Eldridge just mentioned and in fact read from the text of the bill. And Amendment 2 will give that commission a head start. This amendment is identical to a bill I filed to repeal the archaic and unconstitutional law that is still on our books that criminalizes blasphemy. This bill was reported favorably out of the Judiciary Committee and attached to the base bill before us. And I want to again thank the senator who chairs that committee, Senator Eldridge, for his partnership on this. And I want to read the statute for everyone, because just before this bill came to the floor today, I asked several of our colleagues how to pronounce some of the words in it, one word in particular, and there was some discussion about that, which tells you something about the archaic nature of this particular law. But here's the current statute still on our books. Whoever willfully blasphemes the holy name of God by denying, cursing, or contumeliously reproaching God, his creation, government, or final judging of the world, or by cursing or contumeliously reproaching Jesus Christ or the Holy Ghost, or by cursing or contumeliously reproaching or exposing to contempt and ridicule the holy word of God contained in the Holy Scriptures, shall be punished by imprisonment in jail for not more than 1 year, or by a fine of not more than $300, and may also be bound to good behavior, whatever that means. I don't actually know what that means, let alone the discriminatory nature of this statute on its face, its violation of the First Amendment, and its wildly archaic nature. And I want to take a minute to talk about that archaic nature in the history that leads to this statute having become part of our books in the first place, and still remaining there today. We all know that this state, this Commonwealth of Massachusetts, dates back a very long time, right, to the Massachusetts Bay Colony in the 1600s. And this particular law first came about in 1636, when blasphemy was not just punishable by a year in jail or $300 or bound to good behavior, whatever that means, but punishable by death. Then we saw another iteration in 1641, the same law that was quoted by Senator Brownsberger earlier in his opening remarks. And I'm going to read it. If any persons shall blaspheme the name of God, the Father, Son, or Holy Ghost, with direct, express, presumptuous, or high-handed blasphemy, or shall curse God in the like manner, he shall be put to death. Now, we all spend a lot of time in this building. I'm not sure how much time we spend walking around the exterior of this building, but just over there, I think, maybe it's over there. Over there is a statue of Mary Dyer. She was a Puritan initially, but then she became a Quaker. And the powers that be back in the day, all those centuries ago, they didn't like Quakers or really any other religion, even though they came here specifically to pursue religious freedom. They declared Quaker teachings to be blasphemous because they didn't conform with puritanical teachings. And skipping some of the details, they hanged Mary Dyer for that, and 3 other Quakers. And it all ties back to this archaic criminalization of blasphemy. The Massachusetts Bay Colony also prosecuted numerous individuals accused of blasphemy in the Salem witch trials around the same era. Now, in 1697, we got a new iteration of this law, no longer punishable by death, but let's just bear with me here. Here we go. Any person who shall presume willfully to blaspheme the holy name of God, Father, Son, or Holy Ghost, either by denying, cursing, or reproaching the true God, his creation, or government of the world, or by denying, cursing, or reproaching the holy word of God, that is the canonical scriptures contained in the books of the Old and New Testament, and then it's listing all of the books in the law. Everyone so offending shall be punished by imprisonment not exceeding 6 months, and until they find sureties for good behavior, by sitting in the pillory, by whipping, boring through the tongue with a red-hot iron, or sitting upon the gallows with a rope about their neck, at the discretion of the court, of course. Provided that not more than 2 of the aforementioned punishments shall be inflicted for any singular offense. Only 2 of them. Subsequent versions and reiterations came about over the years, including another one from 1782, and 100 years later. Pretty much the same thing, even including the punishments, except the names of the courts have changed, right? Because by 1782, we now have the Supreme Judicial Court. So anyone so offending shall be punished by imprisonment not exceeding 12 months, by sitting in the pillory, by whipping. We no longer poke through the tongue, but we still have whipping, sitting on the gallows with a rope about the neck, or binding to good behavior at the discretion of the Supreme Judicial Court. And so on and so forth. And from there, we have the law that is still on our books today, the law that this amendment would repeal. In the intervening years, in addition to getting the SJC, we also got the First Amendment. It's an important part of our books. And the application of the First Amendment to the states. And since that time, we saw the repeal or removal of blasphemy statutes in many of the states across the country. The Supreme Court took this up in 1952 and held that New York's blasphemy statute was unconstitutionally vague and also in violation of the First Amendment's protections of free speech. Several appellate and district courts have taken this issue up since then, and collectively they've held that blasphemy statutes not only violate the free speech clause of the First Amendment, but also the freedom of religion clause. Today, Massachusetts is one of only 5 states in the nation to still, unfortunately, have this law on the books today. But today we change that. We are long overdue to repeal this wildly archaic and unconstitutional law criminalizing blasphemy. I hope the amendment is adopted. Thank you, Madam President.
Question comes on adoption of the amendment. All those in favor say aye, opposed no. The ayes have it, the amendment is adopted. The Senate from First Bristol and Plymouth, Mr. Roderick, offers amendment, which the clerk will read.
Amendment number 1 by Mr. Roderick, corrective amendment.
Question comes on adoption amendment. All those in favor say aye, opposed no. The ayes have it, the amendment is adopted. The question now comes on adoption of the Ways and Means amended as amendment. All those in favor say aye, opposed no. The ayes have it. The Ways and Means amendment as amended is adopted. The question now comes to ordering the bill to a third reading. All those in favor say aye, opposed no. The ayes have it, and the bill is amended, is ordered to a third reading. Third reading.
An act relative to archaic laws, Senate number 2551.
The bill has been read a third time, and now the clerk will call the roll.
Michael J. Barrett. Michael D. Brady. Yes. William N. Brownsberger. Yes. Nick Collins. Joanne M. Comerford. Cynthia Stone Cream. Yes. Brendan P. Creighton. John J. Cronin. Julian Sear. Sal N. DiDomenico. Peter J. Durant. Yes. Lydia Edwards. James B. Eldridge. Yes. Ryan C. Fatman. Yes. Paul R. Feeney. Yes. Barry R. Feingold. Cindy F. Friedman. Yes. Adam Gomez. Patricia D. Jalen. Yes. John F. Keenan. Yes. Edward J. Kennedy. Robin K. Kennedy. Yes. Jason M. Lewis. Joan B. Lovely. Yes. Paul W. Mark. Liz Miranda. Yes. Mark C. Montigny. Michael O. Moore. Susan L. Moran. Patrick M. O'Connor. Yes. Jacob R. Oliveira. Yes. Mark R. Pacheco. Pavel Payano. Yes. Rebecca L. Roush. Yes. Michael J. Rodericks. Yes. Michael F. Rush. Yes. Bruce E. Tarr. Yes. Walter F. Timilty. Yes. John C. Vilas.
I think so. Thank you. The senator from Suffolk, Senator Collins.
Nick Collins votes yes.
The senator from Worcester, Senator Moore. Thank you.
Michael O'More votes yes.
The senator from Middlesex and Suffolk, Senator DiDomenico.
Sal N. DiDomenico votes yes.
In accordance with, oh, sorry. Julian, Jason. The senator from 5th Middlesex, Senator Lewis.
Jason M. Lewis votes yes.
The senator from First Plymouth and Norfolk. Oh, I think he's over, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Pursuant to the rules, the chair will announce the vote of several members.
Michael J. Barrett.
Yes.
Yes. Joanne M. Comerford.
Yes.
Yes. John J. Cronin.
Yes.
Yes. Julian Sear.
Yes.
Yes. Lydia Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Barry R. Feingold.
Yes.
Yes. Adam Gomez.
Yes.
Yes. Edward J. Kennedy.
Yes.
Yes. Paul W. Mark.
Yes.
Yes. Mark C. Montigny.
Yes.
Yes. Susan L. Moran.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mark R. Pacheco.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. John C. Vilas.
Yes.
Yes. Brendan P. Crichton votes yes.
Is that it? Have all members been recorded? 39 members voted in the affirmative, none in the negative. The is passed and to be engrossed. The senator from Suffolk, Senator Brownsberger, offers an order which the clerk will read.
Ordered that when the Senate adjourns today, it adjourns to meet again Monday next at 11 o'clock a.m. and that the clerk be directed to dispense with the printing of a calendar.
Question comes and adopts the order. All those in favor say aye, opposed no, the ayes have it. The order is adopted. Yes? Nope.
Yeah, we're good.
Nope. That's it. I did that. And the Senate stands adjourned in memory of Chobe Hoy to meet again on Monday next at 11 o'clock.